If you clicked on this channel, it's safe to assume that you're also a creative stuck at 9 to 5. So welcome to this channel. It should help you a lot, I hope at least. So first, I want to talk about why I named this video like that you should not leave your job to pursue art. Do I really think like that? Kinda, and now we're gonna talk about it. I was blessed enough to have an opportunity to leave my job for 2 years to pursue art, and I failed miserably. And I want to talk in this video about my conclusions, about how I failed, why I failed, and what would I change, and how to really pursue art without having to sacrifice your job, career, and your budget. So if this is an interest for you, stay tuned. So I started working when I was 19 and I was still in uni. That's quite early to start on, and I didn't have much knowledge about the world and what it was giving to me and what I really wanted to do. I've always been a creative child, that's true. I always dumped stuff in the beginning without diving too deep into it, which I now regret a lot, but that's part of my personality, so I cannot kind of change it. I can only work on it, of course, but not when you're a child and you're not really aware of the stuff. So I was drawing, I was painting, I was dancing, I was doing what every child does, I think, who is blessed enough to have these possibilities, of course. And yeah, I've never fully created as much. Like I think my biggest ability was my imagination, because I loved creating different stories. I even wanted to write a book. I wanted to create a magazine. I wanted to do this, to do that, and that all led to nothing. I haven't finished an art school when I was a child, haven't got into any sports. So my parents always wanted me to be a math student. And yeah, I never really liked it. And when I failed my exams to be a chemistry biology major in school, they kind of realized that I'm not good at the subjects and they let me choose what I want. But with little condition, I couldn't pick any subjects like literature or art or like journalism that I wanted to do, because it's not paying enough. And I get the concern, of course. Like, I realize that it's coming from a good heart and from only like the perspective that they want good for me. But still, like, it hurts it a little bit, because I wanted humanitarian education first, because I really enjoyed writing. I wanted to know how to write essays. I still have no idea how to do that properly. I'm learning that. But yeah, so we kind of stayed on IT. That was a new thing in that age. It was when I was 15, so it was 2015. And it was kind of new. It's been growing a lot, and it was like a money field. So I was kind of enthusiastic about it, because I've been always interested to learn how to code. But we didn't have a proper subject for that at school, so I didn't learn anything at school. So I went into uni. And that's when I was obsessed with front end. But I got burned out quickly, and I dumped it, as always, what I do. But also, I've been really interested in design. And I kind of forgot about it. And when I was 19, I really wanted to leave my parents. I had difficult relationships with them at the time. Now they're great, we rebuilt them, but the distance helped. So I wanted to move in with my then boyfriend, to leave the apartment, and to leave the apartment. It was the only way to live with someone. So yeah, I started working at 19 as a software test engineer. It was a junior position, but it was paid good enough to live like alone with someone. So I left, and that's how my journey started. And I burned out. And I opened art and creativity for me again when it was 2020, it was COVID times, and we couldn't leave out much. We didn't have quarantine at my country where I was staying at the time. But we still like stayed home for our and other people's safety. And that's kind of when I started painting again, like since I was a child. And that's where it all began. I realized that I'm deeply unhappy at my job, that I do not like it. And I really wanted to leave it, but since I was paying my own bills, I couldn't do it. So I started thinking, what should I do? And I went to graphic design courses. You're probably gonna think at that moment that I was doing a lot and nothing at the same time, and I kind of agree with you. So that's like the first mistake that I've done. I think that I couldn't focus on one thing, and I still cannot. Honestly, I'm still trying to figure myself out, and I'm already 25, almost 26 years old. So it's time, and in this journey, we're gonna have to figure it out together with you. That's why I started this channel, to be honest. But yeah, let's go back to my story. And I finished the graphic design courses. I thought I was pretty bad at it, to be honest, but everyone kept telling me that I was good. And yeah, I'm kind of have a low self-esteem, so that's maybe what was the issue. But yeah, everyone kept telling me that I'm doing great. I just need more effort. And yeah, that's where I lack of my ability, my disability to concentrate, if that's the right thing to say it. Sorry, English is not my first language, disclaimer, so I can say some things wrong or incorrect. And yeah, I tried freelancing while doing the job because we were all working from home at the time. I finished uni and I was trying to do a little freelancing, but I couldn't find any clients. So I stopped doing that. And I started doing anything like small businesses, like candles, makeup bags. I tried everything while doing the main job, and I felt so unhappy and so weird. And I changed jobs to be a project manager in design lab. That was something like half creative, half IT. But I, like, little spoiler, I quitted it because I had some difficult relationships with my lead. And it was like the last point for me to, I'm like, okay, I'm stuck at the office, at the jobs that I hate, while I could be doing the art. And I talked with my parents. I was like, okay, you had 2 years off from me. Can I move back in with you and try pursuing art? They were really skeptical about it, maybe because they know me well, but they agreed to let me do that. And I'm super grateful for that opportunity, even though I failed, even though they constantly bothered me to get a job, normal job, and I like haven't felt like fully supportive of like my idea, but like everyone is different and that's okay. So yeah, now let's talk about what I've been doing these 2 years and how I tried being creative. I've tried a lot of different jobs. I tried being a tattoo artist. I've tried having a small business. I tried being a graphic designer. And I got little clients from time to time, from this, from that, from this, from that. And I even grew my account on TikTok to like 5 or 6K. It's not a lot, of course, but I think it's some numbers at least. So yeah, I was doing pretty okay-ish, but I couldn't like provide for myself. Then I got married and moved to Lithuania. That's where I'm here now. I'm like, we separated now, so I have to support myself fully again. So yeah, that's like a short idea of my life, I guess. So at that point, at that time, what I think, looking back, what could have I changed? So first of all, I think that I made a mistake of not niching down. Like, you don't have to choose one thing if you want to create a lot, but if you want to make money off of it, you need to niche down at least a little bit. For example, right now I want to illustrate and design still. I'm coming back to design every other time in my life. But I niched down. So I picked one thing that I want to focus on. It's wedding stationery, and I'm focusing on it specifically. Of course, I'm doing painting. For example, this painting you can see behind me. I love to paint, and I'm getting good at it. I'm getting better and better. But I don't want to sell my art for now because I'm bad at it. Like, I'm good at it as a beginner, but not good to sell it, So I don't want to sell it, but I want to paint. And I paint in my free time. But I want to make money off wedding stationery. So I'm investing in it. I'm investing my time and money to getting better and better in it. This is the first example. Because I was like, oh, I want to do that, and this was completely different niches. Like right now, if I want to sell my posters, illustrations, it's still going to be the same niche, if you know what I mean. That was the first mistake, not niching down. But I think I want to create another video about like niching down, and do you really have to do that? Because I think it's so individual. If you have time, if you have ability, maybe you don't have to niche down. It's like a good thing to think about. And I'm quite confused here myself. If you have any inputs or insights on that topic, I would be happy to hear that, of course. And I think I want to reflect on it a little bit more. But on the first time period, if you really want to get serious about art, I think you need to pick something like that you're really, really good at it, and practice it a lot before leaving your job. That's important part. If you don't have anyone to provide for yourself, so you don't need to leave your job, but we'll get back to it. Next thing that I want to talk about is that I felt so confused and so anxious mentally that I was not in like my mental state to perform any actions. At one point, it got so bad I couldn't do anything. Like, I woke up with a huge anxiety, and I tried to start doing something creative. It blocked me, and I just couldn't do anything. And that's why I needed to fix my mental health first. I still have like an anxiety disorder and even an OCD. I highly recommend fixing your mental health as much as possible before like diving deep into being an artist, because it's causing so much stress and so much anxiety and so much self-doubt that you can just like drown into that, and there is no way out of it sometimes. It was really hard for me to like get out of that, and I didn't have much money for therapy or medicamentations. And yeah, that's when I went to like my first doctor, and I just like got diagnosed and got prescribed with. So yeah, I really recommend working on your mental health if you have money and time for therapists. If you struggle with mental health, please do that before diving deep into like pursuing art as a career, because it's too much stress. But if you have a normal self-esteem, you don't have any disorders, you don't have anxiety, of course you don't have to. But yeah, if you do, I think that's a good advice that I've never heard from anyone. Another advice I think is my main one is, first, if you don't have anyone to support you financially, and even if you do, I believe that you should not rely on other people that much, that you should be your own provider and your own caretaker. So like, let's talk about it if we have no one else. Let's talk like that. As I do have no one else right now, like my parents help me a little bit with my bills because my salary is not high. But kinda I'm by myself in my art journey now. So let's talk about that. My like biggest advice ever: to do not leave your job until you have a line of clients that are in like lists for your services, that are buying off your art like crazy. You have that many customers that you just don't have the capacity to do that yourself anymore, plus doing your main job. Only at that point of time you can really like say that you made it. Until you made that like revenue that you earn at your own like main job the same, until you made it, until you make it consistently, not like once or twice, but you make that revenue consistently, and you're pretty sure that you will keep making it. Only then you can calmly leave your job, if you still want to leave it. Because for some people, it's not the case. I had a really big realization, kinda, yesterday, that I do not want to leave corporate. even though I hate it so much. I hate my job right now. And yeah, I'm not happy. I'm getting really low pay for a lot of work, and I'm pretty sure I can earn more, and I'm trying to fix that. But for now, what I can say is that, like, I just want to find a job that will suit me. And why do I want to do that, even though I'm creative and I don't want to fit in the box? It's because of my anxiety. Because I cannot handle the stress of like not knowing when the salary is gonna come. So yeah, that was my journey as a creative, as a failed creative, and I'm starting from scratch right now. I have my job that kind of paid my bills, even though I don't like it that much, but it's not like a really hard job. It's still testing, software testing engineer, and it pays my bills. I can live in other country that I'm really happy to live in. And yeah, I'm starting from scratch, and actually I'm planning to do the artist way again, and I'm gonna film the process. So if you're interested, stay in here. And yeah, I want to make this as a series. I think I really want a podcast. So if you're interested, please let me know what you want to hear more about, and let me know your experience with the creative being stuck at 9 to 5. Thank you all for watching, and follow and like this video. Bye!